Mahabharata has a beautiful story about depression and hopelessness. This is one of the remote stories. So, this is the story of King Nahusha. Again, not a very well known character from Mahabharata. So, what happens is when the Pandavas are in exile, they are staying in the forest. One day, Bhimasena, the one of the brothers, he is very thirsty and he goes out into the forest in search of water to drink. While he is going into the very deep forest, it's full of mountains. He sees that on the top of the mountains there are these huge clouds of vapor. But he sees something peculiar, that these clouds do not look like normal clouds, they are different. And then he observes that they are actually not clouds. They are the vapor coming out of the nostrils of a huge snake. So now you can imagine how huge the snake is. The inhalation and exhalation from the nostrils of the snake is causing steam which is looking like clouds. So Bhimasena is awestruck looking at this huge snake, extremely ferocious python, and the size, he never had seen such a big snake and such a ferocious snake, and it is sleeping. And he sees it, and for a while a fear comes into his mind that what is this snake? How big is it? How ferocious? A fear comes into his mind, and the next second, ego comes into his mind. Like, why am I even afraid of this snake? I am Bhimasena. I have the strength of 1000 elephants. Why am I unnecessarily getting carried away with fear seeing this snake? I don't care. So he casually just walks past the snake to go to the river to drink water. But the minute he tries to cross the snake immediately attacks him, catches hold of him, and just like a python, it twirls its body around him, wraps itself around him, and starts squeezing him hard. And the minute it squeezes him hard, now he knows that he is super powerful. He wants to break himself free, but he is not able to. His strength is not enough. The serpent is overpowering him. And suddenly he realizes that this cannot be a normal serpent, because Bhima's strength is unmatched. No warrior can stand in front of him. What is a snake? But this snake is different. It is trying to crush Bhima's bones and later swallow him. And the point he understands that he cannot win. This is something else. This power is unfathomable. He starts a dialogue with the serpent. He asks the serpent that, who are you? You don't look like a normal serpent. You cannot be a normal serpent. The amount of power and strength you have, you cannot be normal. Who are you and why are you here? And Nahusha pauses the squeeze and replies that my name is Nahusha, and by the way, I am one of your ancestors. I was born in the same lineage as you. Your great 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 grandfather's great grandfather, somewhere I also come in your lineage. So in a way, you are indirectly my offspring or my vamsha, my family. But I was a great ruler. I was ruling excellently. I had a human form. Everything was going good. And there was a war happening between the Devas and Asuras in the heavens. And for some reason, Indra ran away out of fear and hid somewhere, unknown to anyone, even unknown to his own wife Shachi Devi. No one knew where Indra was. Indra was in hiding because there was a grave threat to Indra's life, and Indra did not have any other option but to hide. So Indra was underground and hiding, and the position of Indra, the seat of Indra, was vacant. So at that time, all the gods convened a meeting and said, we don't know whether Indra is even alive or dead, whether he is coming back, when he is coming back. We cannot leave the Indra's position vacant. The position has to be filled up. So they start an elections process. They first ask for nominations, that whom do you think among us is the most capable to be seated in the Indra's seat. And nominations come, and the foremost name that comes is of Nahusha. By the way, note that Nahusha was not even a god. He was a human being ruling one kingdom on earth. But Nahusha was so righteous and so capable, Nahusha's name comes on the top and he gets unanimously elected as the Indra. So we also need to understand that Indra is not a person and rather a position. So Nahusha gets elected and Nahusha is called to occupy the seat. So Nahusha very gracefully comes and takes on the seat of Indra. He is the Indra now. Until then, such a righteous and a noble man now suddenly is gripped with ego. Now he suddenly feels I am the Indra. I am not a normal human being. Despite not being a god and a mere human, I have come to the position of Indra. This pride and ego strikes. And one day he sees Shachi Devi, who is the real Indra's wife, and she is Atiloka Sundari. Her beauty cannot even be imagined. She is one of the most beautiful women, not just the earth, from all the worlds. And he gets attracted to her. And now his mind tells him that now I am the Indra. The old Indra is probably dead, or we don't know where he is. Whatever belongs to him now belongs to me. So his wife should now be my wife. So he goes behind Shachi Devi and starts troubling her, asking her to marry him, asking her to become his consort. But Shachi Devi, who is Indra's wife, is a very, very pious woman. She cannot even imagine this, that her husband is not there. We don't know whether he is dead, but she even cannot imagine being with another man. So she is sobbing and she is crying. She doesn't know what to do. Nahusha is now the Indra, the all powerful, and he's forcing Shachi Devi to marry him. So Shachi Devi doesn't know what to do. At that point, Narada Muni, who is one of the sages, who is a Vishnu Bhakta, comes to Shachi Devi and asks why is she sobbing. And she tells him that, look, on one side I am sobbing because my husband is not here. I don't know whether he is alive. Where is he? Is he safe? I am already in grief because of all this. Now this fellow Nahusha is forcing me to marry him. What do I do? Should I just kill myself and die? So Narada advises, no, just say yes. Go and say that you will marry him. She's shocked. She's like, no, how can I do it? I'm a very pious woman. I cannot even think of another man. How are you suggesting me to marry him? Narada says, say a yes, but then put a condition. Like, what is the condition? Condition is that you will marry him only if he comes in a procession. In India, we call it Bharat. Bharat is the procession where the bridegroom is carried by his relatives to the wedding hall. So he has to come in a procession, Bharat, in a pallaki or a palanquin. Okay? That palanquin has to be borne by the Saptarishis or the 7 great sages. Put this condition. The condition is that I am ready to marry you only if you can come in a palanquin, and the palanquin should be lifted on shoulders by the 7 sages. If the 7 sages carry you in a palanquin on their shoulders and come to the wedding hall, then we are going to have this ceremony. I am ready to marry you. She says, okay, because Narada Muni is a genius. Okay, he is connected to God. If he is saying something, there must be a reason. So she goes and agrees. She tells Nahusha, I am willing to marry you. This is the condition. Nahusha is super excited. Nahusha thinks this is a small job, big deal. I am the Indra, the ruler of the gods. So Saptarishis cannot deny my request. He goes and convinces all the 7 Saptarishis, saying that my marriage with Shachi Devi, you guys have to lift the palanquin and carry me over your shoulders to the venue. They agree gracefully because now he is the lord of the gods. They cannot deny, they agree to it, and all the 7 Saptarishis carry him on their shoulders and start walking towards the venue. Now during this process, one of the Saptarishis named Agastya is a very small framed short personality. So all the other Saptarishis were tall, so when they were taking steps, each step was covering a large distance. Whereas Agastya, being of a small personality, each step he takes is only covering a short distance, due to which the speed at which he is being carried slows down. Because one of the guys is slow because he is a very small personality. But Nahusha is getting furious. He's becoming restless because he is fantasizing his time with Shachi Devi. He's unable to hold himself back. So he's seeing that there's a delay in this process, and he's shouting faster, faster, like take me faster. Faster, the word for fast in Sanskrit is sarpa. So he keeps saying sarpa, 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 faster, faster, because he's becoming restless. He's also afraid that what if he doesn't reach on time, she'll call off the marriage. With great difficulty she got convinced, and he's restless. He cannot, hold himself from thinking about marrying her and then enjoying sexual life with her. So he's full of sexual desire, and he's constantly shouting at the Saptarishi, sarpa, sarpa, sarpa. But still they are unable to catch up to speed because one of them is slow. Agastya is short and small and slow. He gets so frustrated that he's sitting on the palanquin over their shoulders at a height. He kicks Agastya's head with his foot and again says, sarpa, sarpa. Now, this was it. Agastya gets pissed off. Agastya silently keeps the palanquin down. He stops and he says, "You fool, you are fully overcome with sexual desire towards Sachi Devi, which is not even appropriate. She is not your wife. You have forced her to marry you. And we, Saptarishis, the most intelligent people in the universe, you ask us to carry you over our shoulders, and we gracefully agreed. And we are taking you also, and you do not have the courtesy to understand that I am short. I cannot walk very fast. Even though I'm walking very fast, my steps don't cover a large distance, and you keep shouting at me, and you hit me, you kick me on my head with your foot and say, sarpa, sarpa. You do not deserve this. You do not deserve being in the seat of Indra. I curse you because you said sarpa, sarpa, which translates to fast and also translates to serpent or snake. Become a serpent because you said sarpa. Become a serpent and fall onto the earth, and for thousands of years just be like a serpent. And suddenly this ego bubble of Nahusha is burst. He's like, shit, what did I just do? I am in the Indra's position, and this is Saptarishi's curse, Agastya's curse. Like, it's over, my life is doomed. He immediately falls at Agastya's feet and says, dude, like, is this the time to curse me? I was about to marry her. Like, you cursed me at this point. I know my mistake now. I have understood everything. Please forgive me. Agastya says, no, there is no forgiveness. You have to repent. Go down, go to earth right now, vacate your position as Indra. I curse you to become a python and lie in the forests. And Nahusha accepts his destiny. He says, okay, I understand my mistake. Fine. But before going to earth, he asks for one boon from Agastya. He's like, okay, I gracefully accept your curse because I understand my mistake. I was blinded by desire. Now I repent, but I need one boon from you. The boon is that for thousands of years I have to lie down like a serpent in the jungle. So it's about my survival. So whatever comes in front of me, their power should become my power, so that they become powerless in front of me and I can devour them and eat them. That way I will not have any enemies and I will not be afraid of anything, because whoever more powerful than me, a person or an object comes in front of me, a prey, an animal comes in front of me, their power should be withdrawn and that power should come into me, so that they become powerless, so that I can easily capture them and eat them, so that thousands of years I'll just not go hungry at least. And Agastya says, okay, granted, go. Now, this was the Nahusha who has captured Bhima. So it tells Bhima all of its story and cries to Bhima, like, look what has happened. Where was I? What was I? I was the Indra, okay, the most powerful. And from there, because of my stupid ego and stupid sexual desire, look what has happened to me. I am here and trying to eat everything. Now Bhima understands the logic. Why could Bhima not release himself out of its clutches? Because Bhima's power has been transferred to Nahusha. That is the boon given by Agastya. So Nahusha has now Bhima's power also. So Bhima is powerless. So Nahusha cries, telling this whole story and says, see, what have I done and what has become of me? This is what he says. And Bhima sees Nahusha cry and in depression. Now he repents, correct? But then what can be done? Whatever has been done in the past. So that is when Bhima gives a nice discourse on depression and hopelessness. Bhima says, "Oh great king, why the hell are you crying? Why are you crying? Like, why should I not cry? Look what I have done. Look what my life has become." And Bhima says, "So you are saying you have done a mistake?" He's like, "Yes, obviously I did a mistake. I sexually wanted her, illegitimately wanted her, and I was so egoistic, I hit Agastya on his head. Like, I repent. Like, they gave me so much opportunities. Being a human being, they made me the Indra, and look what I have done to myself." And Bhima says, "Okay, you have done a mistake, but who has not done mistakes in life? Hasn't everyone done a mistake?" Bhima says, "Have I not done mistakes? Have people not done mistakes? Is there anyone in this world who has not done mistakes and who is not paying back for their mistakes? Everyone has done a mistake. Gracefully accept that yes, you have done a mistake and you are experiencing its effects now. Why to take guilt? It's over, it's in the past." So Bhima talks about not taking the guilt even if you have done a mistake. What he says is, what is the point of guilt? He says the more and more you take guilt of something that you did in the past, it is like you are still stuck in the past and you cannot move forward in your spiritual evolution. You need to let go. This is what Bhima says. Bhima says, give up that guilt. Yes, you have done a mistake. It is not to be proud of. You need not be proud of it, but you need not be guilty about it as well. Because whatever mistake you have done, you are already repenting for it. You're already experiencing its ill effects. That's about it. Why do you still want to revisit that pain, revisit that mistake, and keep on being in that negative state? Think about today. What has happened in the past. Today, how is life? Today, how can you better yourself? Obviously, you have learnt a lesson about your ego and sexual desires. Today, I am sure you will not have those, or you will be careful with those. That's what matters. There is no point of revisiting past mistakes and rekindling that guilt, which will not let you move or evolve from the present into the future. You will be stuck in the past. Such a beautiful lesson on depression, hopelessness, and guilt. Correct? He's basically saying don't be depressed of something that happened in the past. Don't take the load of guilt for something you have done in the past. Don't be hopeless. Yes, whatever you have done, you will repay and you are repaying. That's it, over. Yeah, there's nothing to be proud of your mistakes. But you need not be guilty as well. Right? It's a beautiful story on how we should handle life. All of us have done mistakes in the past. We are already facing those effects. If not, we will be facing those effects soon, before we die or even after we die in the next janma. We have to face. But what to do? Past is past. Don't stick to it. You have learnt your lesson, right? That's more important. That is what Bhima is saying. Nahusha has learnt his lesson about not being egoistic and not being sexually pervert. That's about it. It's over. Learn the lesson, move on. Don't keep on going into the memories of that past event and keep on triggering that guilt. How will you move on? Is it not? Probably. I think this is what today's psychologists also emphasize of how to deal with guilt. Let it go. It's over. It's in the past. Forget it. Today, start afresh. Today, look at life how it is. What's happened is over. It's over. Like, don't take the load. Keep your mind free. Focus on today. Today will only become the future. Correct? What you do today, the actions, the results will come in the future. Focus on today rather than being stuck in the past. That's it for today. See you guys.